Okay, welcome sub-county administrators. Before we start, members, allow that we start to the word of prayer. Let us pray. Almighty God, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor and blessings as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to leadership positions in this republic. We seek guidance to treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations in so just and faithful a manner as to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests they have committed to our church. Amen. Okay, first and foremost, let me take this opportunity to welcome you to Kericho County Assembly, specifically to Committee on Revenue. And before we start, we are going to do introduction, and I will start with myself. I'm Kipkoech Albert, MCA Sodiat Ward, and chair this committee. We will start with my right.
Hezron Kipnino, member to this committee and member of County Assembly, Chilchila.
Thank you. My name is Wilson Korir. I represent Londiani Ward and a member of this committee. Thank you.
Fancy Korir, Vice Chair.
Thank you. On my left.
My name is Kiprotich Rogon, MCA representing Sigawet and a member of this committee. Welcome.
Bet Cheriot is my name, a member of this committee. You are welcome.
Givaros MCA Kisiara Ward, member of the committee.
Okay, thank you so much, members. Sub-county administrators, we are having our secretariat on the other side, and allow me to introduce them. Is Kibet, our legal. Then the other side, Ken. They are also secretariat of this committee. There is also Trufena. Those are budget officers. And we have Sajin Atam, and the other side, answered. So welcome. So what we are going to do is that we will start. I will request that you are taken through the oath so that we start off. So we'll start with the first. Posuben.
I, Isaac Biokon Basubin, do swear that the evidence I shall keep before this committee is true, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Okay, thank you.
I, Joyce Mutai, do swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Okay, thank you, Joyce.
I, Lichaki Protich, do swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Okay, thank you, Bet.
I, Beatrice Chepkemoi Samunkut, do swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Okay, thank you so much. The next is that, let me take also this opportunity to welcome you. And the reason as to why we are here is to make sure that we have done interactive session to build the wealth of Kericho County. And this committee was established to do the following. Allow me to read for you so that you'll be able to know the reason why we are here. The first thing that we are going to do is to establish whether the current system used to implement revenue collection in the county. That's the first item that we are going to discuss. The second one is the total revenue streams and actual amount collected from each revenue stream for the financial year 2023-2024. So we are going to discuss up to the end of June 30th. will not do anything past June 30th. Another item is how the county executive can activate all revenue streams. That is another item. The third item. The fourth item that we are going to discuss is identification of revenue streams that needs to be matched to avoid duplication and reduction of cost, such as enforcement in your sub-counties. The fifth is the implementation status of the Kericho County Revenue Administration Act, the Kericho Rating Act, and the current Kericho Finance Act. The sixth is the total number of receivers of revenues and the rate of performance in your sub-counties. Then the last one, we're going to discuss the status of implementation of valuation role in all the sub-counties. So without much ado, you'll allow me to, we are going to start direct, and we are going to start with introduction. We'll start with you, Pasuben. You introduce yourself, and then after that, you talk about your sub-county, so that I will invite my members after.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. I'm Pasuben Isaac Biakon, the sub-county administrator, Bureti.
Bureti?
Yes.
You have been there since when, Pasuben?
Since last year, January 2023. But initially, I've actually stayed in Bureti since 2018, because initially I was the ward administrator, Cheplanget. But as a sub-county administrator, this is the second year.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So the other sub-county administrator?
My name is Joyce Mutaikoech, Kipkelion East Sub-County Administrator.
Kipkelion East?
Yes.
Since when?
I've been a Sub-County Administrator since 2013, December.
Yeah.
But in Kipkelion East since June 2019.
Good.
Yeah.
So at least you are aware of everything that is happening on revenue in Kipkelion
Yes.
East.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Administrator? For the record, just use the microphone so that clarity on recordings.
Thank you very much. My name is Beatrice Samumkut, and actually I'm the ward administrator at Suser. But I'm the acting sub-county administrator Belgut since last year, June. So I have got 1 year acting as the sub-county administrator Belgut.
Nice. At least in that bracket of last financial year, you are much equipped with everything. Thank you. And then the last.
Thank you. I'm Elicha Kiprotich-Bet, acting sub-county administrator, Kipkelion West.
Thank you so much. So allow me that I direct that we start with Pasuben Bureti. So the first question is, are you able to know how many business establishments is in Bureti? Business establishments.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa, and the members of the committee. First, I want to say that I'm very grateful personally. Also, I'm sure it's an high time that it is good that you remember to call the sub-county administrators. Maybe initially, since the inception of the devolution, you find that there are guidelines and policies which actually give the sub-county administrators to perform in terms of finance and revenue. But practically in this county, most of the things in terms of revenue, in terms of finance, is being carried out by the Department of Finance. And you find that most of us, as the sub-county administrators, we are actually given the very scanty information on that. So basically, we have a number of businesses going on in Bureti, but the actual amount of revenue collected, we are not being furnished with that information because...
Okay, what I'm saying is establishments, the business enterprises in Bureti. Are you able to know the number?
I can't give the exact number, but we have a number, many.
You have not been furnished with the list of businesses in Bureti sub-county.
Sorry?
You have not been furnished with the list of businesses in Bureti sub-county?
Yes.
Oh, so you don't have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what about what is your role now, especially on issues of revenue?
I remember when I came in as the sub-county administrator initially, because even at what level we were not being involved, so I talked with the revenue officer who is in charge of the sub-county of Bureti.
Yes.
And I suggested that we need to work together to ensure that maybe we improve the areas of revenue collection, because initially I used to see a number of gaps, which if we work together as sub-county and the revenue officers. But it seems, and that's why I was saying I'm happy today that we have given us this opportunity. It seems the Department of Finance, they work on their own, because even you find the revenue officer in the sub-county, they normally just keep the information directly to the
Department of Finance.
To the department. I had also a privilege to work as to act as a manager for municipality. And there was a time when we decided within municipality to check what was going on, especially in Kapkatet and Litain. And I remember a time whereby we went to the market of Kapkatet and we checked the previous collection on that particular week. The revenue officers, they actually raised around 9,000 shillings that week on a Wednesday. But the time when...
Which 9,000 shillings?
Yes.
On a Wednesday?
Yeah, exactly, on a Wednesday.
On which business?
It was
which revenue streams?
It was actually within Kapkatet market.
So market?
Yeah, I just want to give an example.
Yeah.
And when we went with the members of the municipality, we did some surveillance to assist those people. The revenue at that time actually rise to 22,000.
In one day?
In one day. From now the previous 9,000. And we realized that there is a problem. And I think later on I'll be able to keep some challenges and some areas which we could be able to do that.
Okay, maybe another question is that, so you don't do reports, revenue reports?
Yes.
You don't do it?
Yeah.
It is done by the revenue officer?
Exactly.
Okay. So there is the law, there is a Finance Act.
Yeah.
Are you acquainted with it?
Okay, I just know the basics, but
you are aware there is a law?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any role in enforcement of this law, this act?
Sorry?
Do you have any role in enforcing of Finance Act?
Yes, I have a role, and
which one?
Okay, I'm supposed to ensure that all the business people and traders, actually, they must be abide by they have application actually to pay taxes, to pay rates, and what is required actually to do.
Do you have a staff that will assist you in enforcing that they pay?
Okay, that's another challenge. We have the staff, very few actually enforcement officers.
Are they reporting to you?
Yes.
Okay.
They report.
The enforcement officers?
Exactly.
Okay, you have just said that you don't do reporting. So what if some staffs are reporting to you?
Yes.
And you don't prepare reports? What does that mean? So where are you in these issues?
Okay, we normally keep the monthly returns on the staff and other, normally the heads of departments like agriculture, roads, they normally give us the monthly reports.
Okay, let's stick to revenues.
Yes.
Revenue. I want you to stick to revenue. Do you give reports on revenues? Specifically revenues, not other responsibilities?
No, we don't.
You don't?
Yeah.
Okay. So, members, you can open it for plenary. So, yes. Mheshimiwa Gilbert Ngetich.
Okay, thank you, Chairman, for this opportunity you've given unto me. Thanks for what I've heard from Pasuban, our sub-county administrator. I think I've been also calling you pertaining revenue collection in Roret.
Thank you.
which of course I know you are being called from any other quarter in Bureti.
Yes.
As we take you as an officer in charge of our sub-county, I'm almost surprised that you are really trying to say you don't do any report on revenue collection, yet you are doing the enforcement. You mobilize the enforcement. I'm sure when you are doing the mobilization, there is a target you really need to have. If you have a target and you don't report, then it means there is also that laxity. Because after all, if you are not reporting how you enforced in a week or a day for you to get a revenue target, definitely you may not fetch much. So as a sub-county administrator, you are almost making me surprised that you really want to evade the revenue collection move in our sub-county, yet we normally call you pertaining the same. Mainly in Roret, where I told you, officers are collecting revenue from morning to afternoon, and they get drunk the remaining part of the day, on a business day. I wonder the kind of enforcement then you are really doing. Confuse us, please.
Okay. Thank you, Mheshimiwa. As I said, from the word go is that generally we have challenge with enforcement, because you find at even Roret we have only 2 officers. In the entire sub-county, we have very few enforcement officers, which actually is not enough to carry. And it's not only that they are working on enforcement alone. We check also things like garbage collection in terms of environment, but particularly for the revenue, it is good today because I believe that at the end of...
Allow me to inquire from the sub-county administrator.
Yes.
Do you have a target for Bureti, first of all, for revenue collection? What's the target? And if it exists, how much do you collect vis-a-vis the target you really made at the beginning?
Okay, Mheshimiwa, that is why I was saying that it is good that we need now to revise the trend, so that whenever we do anything in terms of administration and revenue collection, we must work as a team. Because in Puroti, even right away, we don't have enough vehicle in the first place to use to carry out our...
Chairman,
yes,
is not answering my question. Do you have a target for revenue collection in our sub-county?
Mr. Bosuben, please just be direct to the answer, so that I'll give you an opportunity later on, at least to give us
highlight the challenges, yes,
the challenges and other ways of making sure that we raise our revenues. But just stick to the question.
Yeah, okay, I'll just give the exact...
And I'll request honorable members that we will ask him some questions, but you have to write it at least 3 to 4 questions. Then when you answer all of them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, but first respond to that one from Mheshimiwa Gilbert.
Okay. Okay, maybe in the due course I'll be able to give you the exact amount of the target for Bureti.
So meaning, as you said, Pazuben, you don't have a clear target of the revenue collection from our sub-county. Meaning anything collected will be called a revenue. Is that? Precisely, yes.
Okay, I'll give you the exact amount.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Members, so write it down now, Mr. Bosuben, so that it becomes simple in answering.
Okay.
And go direct to the answers.
Okay, thank you.
We will not implicate you people. What we need is solutions to make sure that we raise the wealth of our county. Okay, thank you, Mheshimiwa.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe my question is almost the same as the one that was asked by the Honorable Gilbert. As a sub-county administrator, what are your roles? Does it include revenue administering, even those officers that falls under the revenue? What are your roles? Especially as a sub-county administrator, I thought, who is, because you are saying there is a revenue, there is a sub-county revenue officer, isn't it? Then you are there as a sub-county administrator. Who reports to who? Or in layman's language, who who is the boss between a revenue, sub-county revenue officer and a sub-county administrator? Do you report to him or he reports to you as a sub-county administrator? Then basically you educate us on now the role of a sub-county administrator, because from where I sit here, I can see there is systems do not work in our county. Because if a sub-county administrator, if what Basuben has said, he does not even know the collection. And you know, there should be collection probably in a daily basis. As a sub-county administrator, you need to be furnished with information of how much has been collected, especially maybe market, because I know there is market day in some of these towns every other time. So if chairman, the sub-county administrator does not even have a summary of what the sub-county is collecting on a daily basis or monthly basis or quarterly, you know, I think, or even the target, then I think we're in a big problem, Chair. But let him respond for.
Okay. I hope you have noted. So maybe let me also.
Yes, Chairman, the last one. Thank you, Chairman. Basuben, and perhaps your team, because at the end of the day, this is so relevant to you. When you were given the appointment letter, especially Joyce, you said your name is Joyce Mutai.
Yes.
I know you were the first sub-county administrator for Soin Tigawet, is it? Oh, not you. There was a lady.
I was in Soin Tigawet, yes. But
Not the first.
not the first. I was the first sub-county administrator in Amoy.
And then you
Then I
came
went to Soin.
Tigawet.
Yes, yes, yes.
Section 50 of the County Governments Act describes the role of the sub-county administrator. And remember, there was the first question that the chairman of this committee asked you is about this document, the Finance Act. Whenever we have public participations, number one, it starts from the executive. It is you. And where it is done is in your various sub-counties. It would be very wrong if you do not know as a sub-county administrator what this is, what it entails. Because at the end of the day, you are the people who are supposed to enlighten the public on this document. One of the things that we are learning as a committee is sometimes the public rejects some of these charges. But one of the things that they ought to be told is there ought to be a civic education to the members of the public. Do you know who does that? It is you. Now, I'm surprised if you do not have that role as a sub-county administrator. I know your role, and by the way, Chairman, I can confirm to this committee, the problem might not be these people, but the problem might be the executive, because they are not given even facilitation. Like, Joyce, if we were to go to Kericho East, where you are, we have a member of county assembly called Mheshimiwa Vincent Kericho. We have our sister here. You might not even know their villages. I mean, the point I'm making is, in my sub-county, nobody knows the sub-county administrator. Nobody knows even what is the role of a sub-county administrator. It's so shocking. So my point is, you have a very distinct role. And one of the roles is to manage public service. And public service means we have a revenue officer in that sub-county who is supposed to report to you, but you have no idea who this person is. I want to, Chairman, Article 175 of the Constitution B. 175B talks about a county government ought to have a reliable source of revenue to be able to govern and deliver services. And what one of the roles for the sub-county administrators is to deliver services of this county in the various sub-counties. So one of the roles, Isaac, Joyce, Beatrice, I know Beatrice and Elijah, is to try and deliver those services in the various sub-counties. Without revenues, we are unable to do this. Now, tell this committee, if you do not know how much we collect in Bureti, if you do not know how much the county government of Kericho collect in Kericho East, in Belgut, in Kericho West, then surely, where are we headed as a county? So what, one want you to confirm to this committee what is that role you're playing to ensure these revenues are collected by the county government of Kericho.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. So, Basuben, let him respond to that and then. Okay.
Thank you very much, the administrators. And as said by my colleagues about your role as administrator, I wanted to ask you, do you normally have meetings as sub-county heads? Because I know as you are maybe you are county administrators, but you have the heads of other departments. Do you normally have meetings? Now, when you have meetings, do you discuss the issues together on what is happening within the sub-county? And if you have meetings, have you ever had maybe head of revenue discussing anything revenue, and even you contributing in that meeting? And what did you contribute on revenue? Because if you say you have meetings, you are sub-county heads, and you don't discuss with the revenue heads, then it means you are not telling us the truth. Because if you are